Hello, my friends. It's the Crypto Lunatic, and today I'm bringing you an update on ways that you can lose your crypto that you may not even be aware of at the moment. So, these are a lot of the things that you won't find until you hit them. And if you do hit them, it will be a nightmare for you. So, I am hopefully going to stop that nightmare from happening to you, especially for people that are new to the space. This channel is for people that are new to the space, that are navigating the often complicated world of cryptocurrency. So let's talk about a few things. A lot of crypto influencers are going to tell you that you need to keep your own keys, you need to have your own hardware wallet. What does that mean? No. What does it mean? So it's not like a bank, my friends. With crypto, nowhere's safe. Nowhere's safe. Which means that if you keep your crypto on a third party exchange, then it could collapse. And this has happened numerous times in crypto. So the last cycle was a big scandal because one of the huge exchanges, FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried, were embezzling funds and acting unethically, and they lost a lot of crypto for a lot of people. Which means if you don't have custody of your crypto, you could lose it. You could lose the whole lot, which means trust nobody. But then there comes another set of headaches for you if you self-custody, because then you have to hold on to a hardware wallet and a key phrase. And what is that? That's like a little dongle with a set of words that you have to remember. Now, if you lose that set of words, you lose everything. So this is why self-custody has its own set of problems. You have to find the safest way to keep them. And if you write them down and keep them online, hackers could potentially get there. So ideally, you write them down physically. But if you then lose your key phrase, then this is a big deal. So the first thing you have to navigate is self-custody right for you. And usually for beginners to the space, especially if you're not putting much money in, you may prefer to custody with a third party and do everything that most influencers tell you not to and keep it on an exchange. So for me, I go with the most reputable exchanges and I split custody. Never, ever keep all of your assets in one place. Now, if you're only dabbling with small amounts, it's less relevant. But as you invest more in, you will want to split it up so that if you lose everything on one place that you're storing them, you're not all out. So you don't want to keep all of your eggs in one basket. You want to split them. For me personally, I do have a ledger device where I keep about 50% of my crypto assets, and I also have them on other exchanges. So I use Binance, I use Revolut, and I use Nexo, which means if I lose access to one of them or one of them collapses, then I don't lose everything because I've split my assets on different places. Now, whether you choose to use these places or not, that's entirely up to you because I can't tell you who to trust, and self-custody is obviously the way. But for people getting in early or starting with small amounts, then you're probably not going to want to self-custody because it is complicated for people new to the space. Using your own hardware wallet is another tutorial in itself. And transferring between your wallets, well, that can be a nightmare because transactions can be delayed. It can be very stressful. But you're far more likely to lose your crypto through bad practice or being hacked or being scammed than you are from picking the wrong coins. So let's start there. Now, you can lose everything by picking the wrong coins, especially if you don't take profits. But the first thing you have to decide is, do you want self-custody? And if you do, then that's a different tutorial for another day. But for people getting in early, you want to go with the most reputable exchanges. Now, Binance is fairly solid and it has only been hacked once, but they replaced everything for the customers that was taken. So Binance has a very good record. It's a very good record. It seems relatively safe. Now, Revolut is another big exchange. Now, I'm not a fan necessarily of either of them, especially in the UK. Binance has limited access because the government don't like it. They don't like it, my friends. So it's difficult. It's more difficult to use Binance over here. Revolut, well, I'm not aware that anyone's lost any money through Revolut. So if you're putting small amounts in, that might be a safer place to start. But if you do go down your hardware wallet, then that's a different tutorial for a different day. But if you do have your own hardware wallet, you never, ever, 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 under any circumstances with anyone, share your key phrase. Just don't. Now, there's a lot of scammers, especially if you go on Telegram and Telegram groups, you're going to get a lot of messages of people promising to give you loads of extra crypto, lots of incentives to move your crypto. They're all scams. Anyone that approaches you on Telegram is a scammer. And if you adopt that mindset, then you will be safer because there's a lot of scammers around. There's a lot of people that promise if you send your crypto here, we'll give you more interest. There's even YouTube campaigns that were very prevalent in the last bull cycle where you've got Vitalik Buterin telling you that if you send 1 ETH to this wallet, they'll send you two back. Or if you send 2 ETH, they'll send you four back. Absolute scams. Remember that in the world of AI now, it's very easy to do very convincing copies of key people in the crypto industries that make it sound as though it's completely legit. It isn't, my friends. It isn't. Keep your crypto safe. Do not send it to anyone and trust no one. And here's another one. If you do get somebody sending NFTs to your hardware wallet, never open them. A lot of these are got code in them that the moment you open them, they have access, they can drain your wallet. So if anything arrives in your crypto wallet, these new NFTs, do not touch them. These are things that can happen quite a lot. There's scammers everywhere. And here's something you should consider. When I went on Google Trends and I said, who's searching for crypto and Bitcoin, almost always the top country is Nigeria. Now, that should tell you everything. And I'm not here to say that all Nigerian interventions are a scam. But I will say that apparently I've got a ton of dead relatives over there that left me a fortune, and I haven't seen a penny of it yet. So be aware, folks, there's a lot of scams coming your way. So with exchanges, you're going to pay fees, but you're paying that for the security of not having to store your own crypto. Now, of course, your house could burn down. You could lose your hardware wallet. Now, if you've got the key phrase, you can then get a new hardware wallet and replace it. So the key phrase is everything, but where you store it is really important. Because if someone hacks your computer or your email accounts and you've stored it there, then that is the keys to your kingdom. So if somebody really wanted to hack you and you've stored anything on your device, then you are very vulnerable, very, very vulnerable, which is why the best thing to do is to write it down, not to copy it, not to download it, not anything at all. Write it down. So these are just a few things to get you started. But most people that lose money in crypto, they lose it because their wallet was hacked, they were scammed, or their security practices were not 100%. So you need to be aware of all of these things. And if you've got any questions, by all means, add them to the comments. This video is generally for people that are new to the space. If you are new to the space and you're still watching and you're not already subscribed to the channel, then I suggest you do, because I'm here to keep it simple for people, for newcomers to the space, people that can't understand the lingo, the jargon, and your crypto friend just keeps talking and talking and your eyes glaze over. Well, that was my world, my friends, and that's why I've set up this channel to keep it simple for you. And if you want more of these type of videos, then do subscribe to the channel. And if you want another one of my videos, you will find it just there.